Start things off, my name's Evan Keeley. I'm a fourth-year economics student at the University of Ottawa. I was born in Ottawa, been here 21 years, haven't really found a good enough reason to move yet. I spend most of my free time doing some sort of sport or playing music. My main sport is cross-country skiing, and I train for that year-round, but I'm also passionate about running and cycling during the warmer months. I've been playing guitar on and off since about 8th grade, but I only really got into it the past couple of years. And I've been fortunate enough to find a job that ties in directly with my interest at a bike shop that doubles as a ski shop in the winter, which is actually important for my research question, because one unfortunate thing that comes from working at a job like that is the constant exposure to marketing campaigns that claim that they can optimize my performance for usually a hefty sum of money. And I have to admit I've fallen for them once or twice and will likely continue to. And I'm not talking about the typical impulse buy where you're not thinking straight for a few seconds, all of a sudden you're leaving the store with a Kit Kat or a lava lamp. I'm talking about entirely premeditated purchase of something that'll offer you marginal, if even noticeable, improvements over something you already have. More in line with like the yearly iPhone purchases that some people make. And I've actually fallen for stuff like this with both my hobbies, whether it be a new bike that's a couple of grams lighter than my old one, or a fancy new guitar that feels nicer. And so I am an extremely competitive person, so I want to make sure I have every little advantage possible, which leads to these purchases. So yeah, my research question is, why do I continue to fork money over for these marginal gains? And I'm hoping to find an answer so I can either justify them or finally find a reason to stop making them. My data set included both the field notes that I took for this course, as well as a separate set of notes that I took at work. And so how I did that is I brought a journal, and then at the end of the day I just made note of every interaction I had with a customer that I felt was relating to my research question. And at the end of it I had about 8 separate data points, which I felt was a good complement to the notes I'd already had for the course. And I coded these by just identifying the reason that they were making the purchase and what they were buying, just to kind of do a rough job at coding the data. And then for the course notes, I broke it down into plenty more categories, as you can see right here, and I coded a lot more in depth for those ones. So in the end, for the work notes, the most common upgrades were mostly people looking to go for electronic shifting and just overall lighter bikes. And in general, they wanted to buy stuff because of their friends most of the time. And then a few, it was based mostly on advertising. So the conclusion I can make from this outside data is that our peers have a much larger effect on our purchases than I initially expected. And after some reflection, I remembered a recent incident where I felt influenced by my peers to make a purchase. As I mentioned, I've been playing guitar for a while, but haven't gotten a new guitar in that time. But I haven't really felt the need to, because my old one does work fine. However, recently, my friend got a new one. He's been absolutely raving about it, posting it on social media and everything, which actually just spurred a guitar hunt of my own. And after a while, I came across this beautiful Fender and immediately began picturing myself as some rock god holding it in front of hordes of fans. And despite there being just tiny practical differences between the instruments, all it took was a comment or two from a friend having me wanting to drop the big bucks. I think this journey is important because it's something that not only relates to me, but also plenty of others. Acknowledging why I'm making the purchases I am is an important step in becoming a fully sentient individual consumer. And I may still make some choices with my money that would puzzle other people, but I'll make sure they're for good personal reasons from now on. And this also applies to the general public. Are you buying the iPhone to fit in with your friends? Do you just not want to seem poor? Or are you just buying it because Tim Apple told you this was way better than the last one? All those answers are wrong. You should be buying it because you want it and nothing else. But then again, don't listen to me. You don't have to impress anybody. You're the only one who should be making your purchasing decisions.